Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of the Tokachi Empire, the Empire en route to get revenge upon these bastards. And wait, what are they trying to conquer? He's protecting these over here, isn't he? So I have a feeling Yaren's he's gonna be burnt out a bit, isn't he? That could push Ming down a bit, thankfully. We'll have to just wait and see, won't we? So, the rebel uprising is smaller than our military right now, so we have no issues there. And, well, we're just going to be going on at speed 5. And hopefully we'll be able to get a few more things sorted. Now, if I go for the quantity idea side of things, and attack into mainland Asia, I should be able to quite rapidly start holding up a fairly sizable force in comparison to those around here. Now, naval strength will probably remain somewhat important even if I go into mainland Asia, as my capital will probably remain on this island for a long time. Now, for the matter, maybe I should even get the institution to spawn by continuing to develop. At least at some point. Now, Sakhalin, being part of a larger state over here, will likely end up becoming a state then. For the matter, once I've taken over, say, Yeren, the entire thing isn't that much in turn. Oh wait, he actually is, but he's less than 70 development, I believe. But once I've taken a fair chunk of Yeren, it shouldn't be difficult from there to... Well, once I've taken over Yeren, that should leave this here as vulnerable. And that will then leave me unable to expand further, as the Ming's tributaries will be more than capable of stopping me, because Ming will always join them in a defensive war. The way I can solve that, though, is becoming a tributary myself, and then attacking them. And what I would most likely do is, first of all, kill Haixi and Jianzhou, then Caution, and then Korea. That would give me a fairly hefty amount of strength. And there's those rebels I was knowing were going to come. They're not going to get anywhere, don't worry. See? Hardy Warrior, land attrition down. That's pretty nice, actually. Oh well, either way, I'm still thinking what I want to take for my first idea. Like, I can colonise, but is it going to be what I'm going to want to mainly do? I'll do that one. So, if I were to colonise these here, it would look a bit weird, but it's alright. It's possible, I suppose. And that's Ming. They've arrived to absolutely screw them up. Anyway, there goes Mongolia's army due to Ming coming in and crushing it. But they are putting up a considerable fight with all of their forces coming in to join. But the Chinese are definitely, without a doubt, much stronger than any of the others. If I were to declare right now, only Caution would join. I would be able to, however, call the Ashikaga in, which would make it much more interesting. As not only would they be called in, but that would also, I believe, call in every daimyo. If not, well, there's still, 8,000 more troops. 16,000 troops can hopefully deal with this. And Caution's having an even harder time with its units and tech. So I'm going to go for the offensive version rather than the defensive version, which has, you know, a very stupidly long damn description. But that there gives me a bit more capability in terms of attacking against these. As with a better tech, I can now more reliably fight them. Now, Ming conquering land is very much concerning. He wants Alxa, this province here, but he could easily take a lot more. This is what happens when Ming gets this type of leader. But either way, if they take masses of land, it's going to make it all the more difficult in the long run. It's much better when Ming just personally sits still and doesn't attack anyone. Back in those days, Ming would explode most of the time. Now, they're very much the unrivaled power of Asia. And I've got something to postpone. So either way, yes, that's going to make me expanding all the more urgent. And the decision of my ideas is going to become even more crucial now. Defensive is a firm idea group, as is offensive. So offensive would give a few leader bonuses effectively. Siege ability, a small land force modifier, and then discipline. Defensive on the other hand gives morale, which makes my troops more likely to fight for longer. And a few other bonuses, including attrition for enemies, which might become more prominent later on. Quantity ideas give further benefits in terms of size and manpower, which would all be highly beneficial to handling them. The land maintenance modifier is also quite welcome. And quality ideas gives combat abilities primarily, which are effectively equivalent to discipline for each unit. So once they've fallen, which could be quite... once this war ends, I will most likely pounce on what remains of them and attack with the Ashikaga coming in to help, and use that to gain as much land as I possibly can. Of course I still can't convert these, but it could be much worse, I'd imagine. So they're a tech behind, as are... well, Caution are 2 behind, which makes it all the more noticeable. So just how much land is Ming interested in taking? He actually wishes to take this up here, but can't. He shouldn't be able to, these are only his tributaries. Oh, okay. That's... what is it with me and my heirs just dying horribly? If he does take that, I'm going to be a little annoyed. And I'll probably force myself to become a tributary just to avoid getting deleted by him shortly after. But yes, Ming is a bit absurd at this point. So I could put points into this, and that would get Renaissance up by 4%. Which means 40% on 10, but it increases each time, so 10 more development would hopefully get them up to pretty much near done. Probably about 50-60%. Oh, it was my consort that died. Oh. And he's about to have a new personality. Well, either way, that's a welcome one actually, because it means my naval power is a little more frightening to them. Caution's been attacked by Korea. So an entire mess is erupting over here. Ming is, yeah. That should be done soon though, but it may mean both his allies are not going to be willing to join, which that's quite useful to me. And his last province is now going to fall. For 20 years I haven't got, well, I'm not going to spare the money for that. Mongolia is the only one that hasn't really been fully occupied. These up here are fairly damaged provinces too. So, what is Sakhalin looking like? Yeah, it's quite devastated. How long does this last? Just over 10 years now. Who is he fighting there? He immediately went for yet another war. He's okay. That's actually pissed me off quite significantly. Ming, you are just genuinely the biggest pain in the ass that I've encountered in about 10,000 fucking years. The only reason I didn't have to deal with them last time is because, you know, they weren't actually getting involved in Japan itself. But now, that leaves me with way fewer options in general. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go for... Should I? Wait, cancel it. That's what I want to do, but he's like, oh, strategic interests, I'm not bothered. There's no real way to make Ming implode anymore either. You can't. The only route of expansion I have now is into this. Or into these. And at this rate, I think I'm going to go for those. I can not get a claim on him though, but I could probably get access. Pass another bit of time. And reduce the requirements for a military, just lower that's root out corruption. So that will put me on the level of income to gain the temple, which is a significant boost to my economy. In all honesty, I like that. So, yes, I'll be getting my units up here. He has a sick... What is this? So I'll move them to there, and then I go for this. He has them on his side. The Ashikaga... Yeah, it's distant, they wouldn't want that. Let's go and blockade him. So he can't do anything with that. Now I'm not going to be able to claim these ones. But he can literally not get to my homeland, so... What's the worst he'll do? Well, he'll be upset, that much. So I'll declare to take Kamchatka, but what I'll actually do, if he'll respond to that declaration of war, they're not going to join. I think I know what just happened. Because I immediately had 27% war score, it was considered a lost war. And he declined the call to arms, didn't he? He did. Little do they know, this is actually going to get them killed as well. Because I'll be able to conquer all of this with very little resistance, I think. Wait, how the hell did that get down there? What is it? Where are my transports right now? They're suffering attrition up there because they're stupid. That's a single ship. I should be able to fight it. Well, it didn't retreat, and it probably can't anyway. But yeah, I'm going to dedicate my transports to attempting to engage it. They have a severe number advantage, so they should have as many cannons as it, if not more. Plus their durability is somewhat enhanced. He actually was able to retreat, I need to catch him. It was forced back, but no one died. So, due to recent developments, it is definitely going to be within my interest to gain the colonial ideas, as I cannot reliably engage these, due to Ming not even wanting me to become their tributary. Strategic interests. So we have to become powerful enough to engage Ming and Yeren at once. So these worthless provinces up here are going to have to be added to my empire. All Tengri, but, well, so be it. I can easily convert that. This is worth... I cannot make that a call. I actually wouldn't be able to make that a call. I'm taking exploration now. I need to get the colonist, because then I think I can make it a call. The colonist and the Kurials. So I have to just wait a bit, and I can hopefully get it, colonize the Kurials, and then be able to call this. Isn't there a map mode for... It's either the overseas provinces, See, all this is not overseas for me. So how do I tell the difference in... It would be either political, which is doubtful. It would have to be in this. How do I tell which area is? Maybe I'll look into the colonial. So there's a trade companies down there. Lots of them. Oh well. I'm just going to have to go back to this, I suppose. I can't. I physically cannot, because that would put me at war with Ming. And going to war with Ming would, you know, be suicidal. But then Yeren managed to go and lose that. But yes, Ming would join pretty much regardless of everything. But with this not being a distant war, I could actually call in the Ashikaga. Well, could have. It's turned into a distant war now, has it? Sitting on their own port. Now I just gotta wait a bit, because I technically can't core it. So I'll just wait a bit. Oh, the Ainu are back. And they're more salty than ever. So 10 years now for them. And for the ones here, it's 10 on top of that before I can convert them into actual, you know, the Japanese culture. It's annoying, but no. It has to be waited out, I suppose. But sadly, it looks like I do have to go down the exploration route due to what Ming has done, which is annoying, to say the least. But it definitely does offer a few other routes of interest. In particular, if I colonise through here, I might even be able to reach, you know, Muscovy or something, and gain institutions off them, if I can be their friend. But it also gives me access to large amounts of land. Relatively, well, it's undeveloped, poor land, but land nevertheless. Let's just check. That's all one region, so they've made that the best they can for me, thankfully. But yeah, that entire area up there is within my interests right now to... Well, he's just moved, I hate him. But I'll definitely be colonising as much as I can. Because if I can colonise a lot, I might just be able to start swinging the balance of power around within my favour. And all the more so if I can manage to get America colonised. If I get a colony in America, I could possibly spawn a colonialism institution over here and completely shift the entire, like, development of the world. They'll have Renaissance and most of the eras, but they won't have Renaissance. Not Renaissance. Colonialism, which would totally damage their progress. Which is sort of beneficial in a lot of senses too. Well, rather, it won't prevent them from having colonialism, but it will certainly delay them. And delaying their colonialism would be stupendously beneficial. So next month we are going to have exploration started upon, colonial ventures, and from then on we get land of opportunity and so on. So I just need those first two and I'll be good and set up. I'm going to go with the native coexistence policy, at least right now. I'll possibly change it later when I can actually click on this. Send them. Because at the moment I haven't really got the ability to spare that much in keeping these provinces down. Once this up here is conquered and stable, I'll change it to the more aggressive type for that. Though, also it does give me a benefit that there's a tiny bit of goods produced. I still can't core it. Wow. Should I just make him a vassal or something? All I can do is make them a vassal. Which is annoying, but it looks like that's what's going to have to be done. They really don't like me there. And they won't do for a long time yet, but you know. What a shame. Let's split that cog off and send it to the rest of our fleet down here. Now I can develop for them if I wish. But it's not really worthwhile, so I'll be colonising these with no real issue. I'll probably colonise this entire coastline up there when I get the opportunity. And I suppose I'll bring these guys back over to here. I have no leader doing all of that. But yeah, I can just run them over the ships and Securials and back. So I am losing money due to the cost of the colony, but I can totally handle it. I could speed it up and make it a native repression policy. Since I can easily dedicate all 8,000 troops then, since I don't have to worry about this province here being stupendously rebellious. But either way, it would be taking a while for me and him to be happy with each other. Either way, if I dedicate the provinces to the north, within my strategic interest, I imagine. Yeah, you can't set anything that isn't colonised, I suppose. If he ends up fabricating claims, I can easily feed them to him. And that... Oh, has he already got those claims? He's got a claim on him, which I could certainly use to my advantage. And feed the Kamchadals these. And if I did that, well, it would be quite nice and beneficial for me. Now, if I repress the natives, which I might do, what would happen would be, they'd be upset, but they'd be relatively incapable of doing anything about it. Because as long as I don't attack them myself, they can't technically do anything about it. That'll lower my stability by 1. Okay. Maybe it's because I have a colony? Well, either way, I will just bring it back up. So, 45 per year, it goes up. So, now we are fairly well off in terms of getting that set up quickly. I'm gonna send them to dock up in the Kurils. Sakowin is still not going to be able to be converted for quite a bit of time yet. But yeah, thanks to Ming doing something I didn't expect, should have, but didn't, I have run into that situation. And for the matter, when does Unruly Samurai end? 2 years. I will take the tech. As that just makes it all the more likely for me to successfully deal with things. So now I own yet more of the state, thanks to this, the Kurils. Which is a nice little bonus, really, for Hokkaido. And if I go into positive stability, I could get prosperity, possibly. Which would be nice, actually. I consider it worthwhile to invest for prosperity. And I indeed shall. So, with the current looks of things, the prosperity will likely be 100% eventually, and I'll be able to take full advantage of it. So that would give me more local goods, local autonomy is going to go down faster, and local development cost. The development cost in particular is going to be useful if I wish to spawn the, well, institution of Renaissance here. Though there is a crucial idea I must first get, and that is the quest for the New World. If I can get colonies established over there, something that would be stupendously good. They have 0.51 morale, but they should be able to fight natives, because natives have like that much morale. So I shouldn't have any issues, actually. I'll just barely be losing money, but I will be losing money, gradually of course. Now I'm going to want to integrate these as fast as possible, though I'm not sure how you'll manage that. They've improved relations, of course. The Ashikaga don't, because it's a distant war, of course. But what I shall do is I'll wait for a bit more stuff to be done. Preferably get this colony set up. Then dedicate my time to conquering all of that up there for a time. And once I've conquered all of that for the Chaddles, I'll annex them, and then go to America while also possibly colonizing some stuff over here. So, it's just a waiting game now. So he's got that very interesting leader. In all honesty, I'll do that. This province it wants me to colonise next. And sure thing I will, I guess. There's no harm in doing it now, is there? Once these are done. So is there anything else I would like to look into, I wonder, for colonies? Well, once that up there's done, I can get a link down to mainland again. I can also go west, but I can also colonise the rest of the land up here. And effectively gain access to large reserves of resources, though poorly developed. In all honesty, the military benefits are not what I needed right now. The stability, on the other hand, very much is good. So that increases state maintenance, but I can encourage development to get even lower development cost. Who's rebelling? Ainu, of course. With 10,000, excuse me? Oh, Sakhalin exists. Mild concern. I'll beat them down for now. One province is about to go away for them, and that is next year. But that is one significant issue, Sakhalin. That I need to go away soon. And here I need their separatism to go away, because I really wish that I could, you know, convert all of them, and I will eventually. So this is going quite suitable. Really, I literally just half treatment in them, down to 2.7 years, and you come right back up. I'm watching them now. I'm watching them. Yep, 60% immediately, look at that. It's not going well, is it? Maybe I just split off half my troops. Oh wait, they have no ability to suppress. Because they are very much not strong right now. Because they have no maintenance. Once Unruly Samurai goes away, it will improve the situation massively. And it should be this year actually, shouldn't it? Yep, 5th of September this year. That'll go down, that'll go down, that'll go down. So, he's a little better now. The force vassalised effect is not going to go away for a while. 10 years will be roughly the time for one of our 27 relations to improve. And in that time, other things are going to improve as well. Yeah, Japan's going to be a mess, isn't it? And he's not actually going to sort things out this time, is he? I mean, he's conquered one of them. But now, not conquered, annexed one of them, but now it's just looking like it's going to be a mess. For him. So, get the quest of the New World. I use that admin power, I think. But take quest of the New World. And get this, so I can start sending them on expeditions. Try and find America, and if I can colonise that over there, I could possibly still grow to be stronger than anyone else around me for the moment. This is one big strain on my country. For 30 development to be colonising and supporting 8,000 troops. The fur, once again, same as last time, it's not a bad trade good at all. And actually later on it might become a bit more useful. So here I'm going to want to split off these. Get them a explorer, and then we'll go off and look into the unknown. I think not. Stay down. Sackowing is always going to be an issue, isn't it? Once I've converted them, I'll also purify them. The Tokachi. Well, I'm not really bothered anymore because I can't actually get at it. So, once we've discovered a bit more in the east of us, I suppose. Next month is when it comes through. Treasury, no doubt. The colonial maintenance has to remain high. If I don't, I can't build colonies at all. Useful. Mission, explore. Go and do it. So he's actually grown to 3 provinces. The Kanchadals can eat him up, I think. With a bit of support off me. So once the Kurils are colonised, I'll put that off for a little bit so I can go and annex him into the Kanchadals, and then I can prepare to annex the Kanchadals into me. So they're not going to be all that rebellious. I have no issues with it. I'm going to set them to have no focus, actually. If they go and get themselves killed, they get themselves killed. So that's just a bit of area we've discovered, I suppose. So, the Kurils. How well is this going? Nearly halfway, so that's not too bad at all. Once it's built up, I should be able to then send my entire army to the Kamchattles, sit it there and get ready for a war against these. Oh yeah, I don't want the military access anymore, do I? So I just need to get this to be done. And then up my military spending once again. Send them to there and sort all of that out. And in the meantime, I suppose I'll spend a bit of excess military power there. Though I want to keep a healthy reserve. That's enough. So these are putting up the Renaissance by just over 4 now. If I can spawn the Renaissance in my capital, there's no doubt I'll be able to embrace it quite soon. So they're quite happy with me once again, though that's thanks to improved relations. They're getting feudalism thanks to me now. Nice. So that's had that effect, which is slightly funny. Even though it's actually spreading to me from there. They're spreading it through an incomplete province. But indeed, getting all of this up is going to be important. More men is always important. I suppose I'll spend yet another to get up to 25. It's not like I can lose it in any way now. But with each increasing development, the amount of Renaissance we get is going up. It's about, well, it's just a bit over 1/3 of the way done now, thanks to this. That's absolutely brilliant. Look at that. Brilliant province. It's going to be very much done very soon. Oh god. So either way, once these are done, like I said, go here, conquer with my vassal, and we annex him. I'm going to maintain the diplomat. I have nowhere else to put a diplomat. Actually, why have I still got you here? And he still hasn't been discovered. What the hell? I'm not going to be able to get that sorted. Sadly. So, how am I going to manage everything, I wonder? I mean, I could possibly colonise down here as well eventually. Might require a bit of jumping around, but it could be possible. So the distance is 215. And these provinces down here are moderately good as well. So if I were to colonise Taiwan, I would have a fair bit of extra development, and then I could colonise the Philippines and so on. There's the possibility that if I were to do that, I would be able to gain even further power without engaging anyone. Fuck it, I'll lose this legitimacy. So, look at that. 800 settlers pretty much. So at most it should only take about a year and a bit more. Not a year and a bit. About 2 years more. So, let's get you up there. Actually, no. I don't want you up there immediately anyway. Because that doesn't count as a friendly port, so that's... Wait, what the... Let's take the additional money, of course. So, excuse me. Supply ships reach 55, 115. That's open sea. But, 1,762. That's right next to a province that has 55. But, well, it's dealt with now. So, not sure what was exactly going on here. That's a bit janky. I could get that. But I could also develop my capital even more. Then again, if I do get the limber, while I don't have... Actually, yeah, I can survive on that, but... I'm gonna get that. And I'm going to get that and that. Let's do it. Look at that sweet development. So each one now is bringing the Renaissance up by 5. There's a cat outside the room, don't worry about that. So technically I'm at 60%. And I would only need 8 more development. Also, I can finally convert Sakhalin. I am now bloody happy as hell, because that means that thing's rebellion chance is going to plummet. Once it's converted, of course. The Kurils are going to be soon converted, I suppose. And I'll take the responsibility of converting the Kamchadal's land once I've annexed it to myself, I suppose. Just gotta make sure this doesn't kick off anything, because it could very much well do. Kamikawa can now be converted in terms of culture to the true culture. So look at all of that over there, just same culture, might even be able to get that accepted due to the quantity, but it's unlikely I suppose. That's sort of sucky, but well, I'm going to not be going and doing that for a while yet, so wait. Split them in half, send them over one at a time. Now I'm making lots of money again, so I can rise both of these things right back up. In preparation for this next war. So that's gonna just do that thing. I sort of do need a conquistador eventually, so you know what, why not? Well, that's a very good conquistador as well. He's sort of good at everything, isn't he? What we want right now. Like, the siege stuff doesn't matter much, but he's very good at that. He's very good in combat. Siege doesn't matter too much, it's just So let's declare for the one closer. Of course, our ally is going to come into the war. Let's send all of that out, up there. So that's his capital fort up there. He'll arrive a bit after me. The Conquistador is going to be quite beneficial, I take it. So he's going to attack their... Is that their lone trade ship? Yep, it is. Where's his fleet? Army? I don't see any sign of it. Doesn't really matter much. Who's going to be spying on me anyway? Does he need more men? Probably not. Oh, he's up there. So that's where his army is. Out in the middle of nowhere. As long as I can intimidate him off, he won't be able to do a thing. So copper, fish, fish. That's copper though, and copper's valuable. Let's catch his leader then. A 4-2-2-2 versus a 2-3-2. He's locked in, but he's not escaping now. So I think I have a tech advantage over him as well. So we battered him. Where's he going now? Yeah, that's where he's going. They should have his capital covered because they've actually got the leader that can do it quite reliably. I could demand they assault it, but that's sort of stupid. Let's catch him up once again. And their army finally died. So I can actually move to this province here in advance now. As I will not lose anything by doing otherwise. So I can send a colonist here whenever I please. And whenever I please happens to be right at the end of this war. So, well done to the Cam Shadows for sieging his capital down. They get everything. Sakhalin. That's soon going to be converted, so yeah, we should probably end Little in a moment. Ah yes, I should also probably get the ships to a port. How about our newly acquired one? On Siberia. So I can expand my colonial range. It's sort of worthwhile, sort of isn't. I'm not sure. Would I want to go for it or not? I sort of do, because colonial range is very beneficial overall. Sakhalin is about to be neutered a bit, but I don't want to risk a last moment rebellion, so I'm gonna harsh it once more. And I'm also gonna set up this even further. I'm putting a lot of points into it, aren't I? And I have 20 years. This again? I'll rather do that. They're still going to die every time, I think. You know what? It gives me morale of armies. It may as well be taken. So, we are going to soon have this. Now, one thing I could do that would probably mess him up a significant amount is forcing him to switch religion. So I'm just going to dedicate my time to doing that later. And once this is religion changed, we're very much set up in terms of religion for the time being, till we integrate our vassal. And I can annex him whenever I get the, well, relations to do so, which could take a little bit, but it's most likely going to be done quite soon. And our Sakhalin is our religion, so we're pretty good in terms of how we are now. I doubt I'll continue needing to pump it up with points. It's very much no longer an issue, clearly. So I'm gonna set it down. I am going to be quite happy to just spend my military power here. Get this even closer to getting the Renaissance. And I could easily get it up, I think, by doing this. It is one away, and that one can be any of the techs. But this means I'm actually in a position to effectively lead the... Oh, that's a brilliant start, I'll be honest. Is there any way you can explore now? Oh, we can explore a bit more. Northwest Pacific? Let's have him do that. And we can maybe, you know, get started with the East Pacific soon. It looks like we're going to have a 40 development province as our capital. You know, that's not a bad province at all, is it? I can't improve that any further right now. I can improve the military strength when I next have the ability to. So they're gonna find all of that. I'm not sure what's up with Terra Incognita here. Is it trying to show some of the islands or something? What the hell? Oh well. I'll find out eventually, I suppose. Now I can put stuff here, and once I've annexed them, that'll produce a nice firm, connected set of lands. Can I reach the Taiwan area now? Let's just check. I can. Damn, that's quite some range. Feels that way anyway. But if we colonise all of this and that, I'll be quite significant in terms of what I have available. Because there's without a doubt the possibility that I could colonise Taiwan, colonise the Philippines. Oh no. Quarantine it. Well, once we have the Renaissance, that's when I'm ending the episode. So, when I next develop. And that's going to be very soon, in terms of the fact I want this 20-10-10. So it's going to be a base tax powerhouse, as it already is. So much so that I'm starting to gain the ability to fully fund. Am I able to fully fund my military? While, yep, I am. And with still spare, so, you know, that's pretty nice. Can fully fund my navy as well. Let's gain all the benefits. Where's this coast, apparently? Oh, is it these islands? Yeah. Yet more things to explore. Is there anything else I want to think about before I do it? Probably not. So we're on an interesting path, I suppose. We might be able to fully unite Japan. Once we have a large holding elsewhere, we can probably wait for Japan to tear itself apart, actually. Because he looks like he's not going to be able to hold it together this time round. Which is already quite satisfying to see. But he could do. If he manages it, I'd be impressed. Korea's meanwhile struggling with rebellion. So these Wake Island, wouldn't be able to colonize it. Yeah, it's way too far right now anyway. But I could colonize that eventually. Let's now go and explore. Let's see, where is it? Northeast Pacific. So over there. That's interesting enough. But I welcome the Renaissance. Are we going to be able to embrace it? Yes, we are. Embrace the Renaissance. Development and construction costs permanently down. Now, this, I have 18 years to get myself set up to really cause it to be discovered. I just need to discover North America and have a colony over there. And that's very much possible now. It very much is. So, I will end the episode in a moment, but let me just once again check. Have any province discovered over there? And the year has to be whatever. I'm going to discover those provinces quite soon, actually, I think. And I'm going to be colonising them quite soon. So even if I don't actually just get the institution, I should at least be gaining stuff out of it. See, these are the provinces immediately in North America. And I can possibly colonise them already. So he's gonna go in and find all of this and that. And we are quite well set as he now return. No, he's not returning home, he's going to find even more. Goodness. But yeah, we could quite possibly have a colony over there by the 1500s. All the more so if can annex the Kamchattles soon. But either way, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time, where we'll likely colonise that, annex the Camp Shadows, maybe, you know, get this colonised, make it look nice. And then we could possibly start setting up colonies in America, you know. Land of dreams. And possibly we'll start colonising Taiwan and all that as well, you know. Just typical not European, typical custom nation stuff when you are unable to do anything else. Land of opportunity though, definitely going to take that when I can. Either way, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now.